Hi friends, good morning. Today we are going to discuss the second part of vector algebra, that is spherical polar coordinates. In the last session we have discussed about Cartesian coordinate system, right? So today we are going to discuss about spherical polar coordinates, right? See, to locate a point on the surface of the sphere, we use three coordinates r, theta and phi. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail. So this r, theta and phi, we can call it as spherical polar coordinate. Spherical polar coordinates. Okay, see, how can we represent a point on the surface of a sphere? So that we are going to look here now. Okay, so let us go to the blackboard. See, so we can consider a sphere. Okay, so let us have the coordinate axis. So here we have the x-axis and here we have the y-axis and then z-axis. Okay, so if I choose this as x, okay, you can choose any axis as x and y and z. So this as x and this as y and this as z. Okay, now suppose I am considering, so if it is to make it a sphere, I am drawing a small extension like this. Okay, so this is like this. Okay, so if you consider a small point on the surface of the sphere, suppose here I am considering a point. Okay, how can I locate this point? Okay, so that is we are going to check now. Okay, see, to locate this particular point I need three parameters. One is the angle from the, if I draw uh, a line to this point from the origin, so this I can call it as position vector r. Okay, so this r we must need, and also to locate this point we must need the angle from the z axis, that is theta. Okay, that is theta, and also we need the height of this point. How can I represent this height? So if I am representing a plane, right? So from this plane, what is the height to this point, that I am going to look. Okay, so this is the plane, this is the xy plane, right? This is the xy plane. So from the xy plane, if I draw a perpendicular to this point, so this point, this I can write as, this is actually z, right? This I can write z. And now this perpendicular makes, so the position vector to this perpendicular, that I can draw like this, and this angle phi, that also a must quantity to define this point, right? So we need r, theta and phi. This r, theta and phi, this r, theta and phi, if you know these three angle, these two angles and one distance r, okay, one vector distance, if you know this all, okay, you can locate this point. So these coordinates we can call it as spherical polar coordinates. Okay, so now now we can measure in terms of Cartesian system. Okay, in terms of Cartesian coordinates, so how can I replace this in terms of, so I can convert r, theta, phi into Cartesian coordinates. Okay, so how can I define x, y and z in terms of these spherical polar coordinates? Next we are looking to that. Okay, so here see, to locate this, if it is theta, if this angle is theta, what is this? Okay, so this is r cos theta, right? See, if I draw a line to here, this is r cos theta, right? Okay, and what about this? So this is r sin theta, right? So here this is r cos theta, so this is z axis. I am drawing this perpendicular vector to this, and this is our r. So this is, I can write as, this angle is theta, so I can write this z as r cos theta. This is z as, I can write as r cos theta, right? And then what about this? What about this line? Okay, this I can write as r sin theta. Okay, from the triangle law. Okay, r sin theta. So this part is r sin theta, r sin theta. So that I can say as p. So if this is p, so I represented this position vector, this vector to this perpendicular. Okay, this perpendicular I am take as p. Then I can write this as p cos phi, right? So I can write, if this angle I have taken as, so this is our x-axis, right? This is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. Okay, so this is r sin theta, that is equal to p. Then this angle I have taken as phi, so this is p sin p cos phi. This is p cos phi and this is p sin phi, right? Because this is the, if I consider this as the resultant, okay, I can split into this p into two components, that is one adjacent component and one opposite component, vertical component. Okay, so p cos phi and p sin phi. So what is now p cos phi? X is equal to p cos phi, right? We have x is equal to p cos phi. So I can write as x is equal to, what is p? P is r sin theta. Okay, so r sin theta cos phi. Okay, and what about y? Y is equal to, so this is y, that is y is equal to p sin theta, right? Y is equal to p sin theta, that is y is equal to p sin theta, that is p is equal to r sin theta. So r sin theta sin phi, right? R sin theta, this is sin phi, right? So this is sin phi. So r sin theta sin phi. So this is the representation of x, y and z. Okay, so let me write it here again. Okay, so x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, r sin theta cos phi. What about y? Y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, r sin theta sin phi. And what about z? Z we have already given, that is z is equal to r cos theta. So z is equal to r cos theta. So these are the representation. We can use z like this. Okay, so these are the x, y, z in terms of spherical polar coordinates. Okay, now we have to represent this length element, areal element and volume element in spherical polar coordinates. Okay, that is our next aim, that we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so here this is the part which we have discussed. We can locate a point P, and also one thing we have to remember from this, see that also direction vectors, and also we have to form this here. Okay, so we can have a look to this. Okay, and after we can go to areal and volume elements. Okay, so again we can go to the blackboard. See, look here. So how the direction of r cap, theta cap and phi cap we can represent. Okay, so again I am considering a sphere here. Okay, see, so I'm considering 3 axes here. Okay, and see, so this is the direction. Again, I am considering to make it a sphere. I am considering a construction like this. Okay, so this is the point which I am using here to measure. Okay, this is the point. Now we considered this as the angle phi. If you draw a perpendicular z parallel to this, and this is angle phi, and this is r, and this is theta, right? These are the construction which made before. Now what is the direction of this angle? See, what is the direction of phi? See, phi is increasing like this, right? Phi is increasing like this. Now if I draw an arc parallel to this, it is like this, right? It is like this. So phi is increasing in this direction. Okay, if you draw a tangent here, so phi is increasing like this. Okay, phi is increasing like this. Like this means the phi cap, the direction of increasing this angle phi, that is in this direction. Now what is the direction of theta? Theta is increasing like this, right? So that means if you draw a tangent, if you draw a parallel arc to this, okay, so this is the direction of theta increasing. So its direction is theta increasing in this direction if you draw a tangent here. Now what is the direction of r? R is increasing like this. Okay, so like this. Okay, this is the direction of r cap. Okay, now look to this. This is our direction of r cap. Okay, this is the direction of phi cap, right? This is the direction of phi cap, and this is the direction of theta cap. Now these three vectors are perpendicular to each other. So the angle between these two 90 degree, and the angle between these two also 90 degree, all are perpendicular to each other. That means like I cap, j cap, k cap, you know, in Cartesian coordinate system, I cap, k cap and j cap are perpendicular to each other. Similarly, the spherical polar coordinates are also perpendicular to each other. Okay, that is very important thing. Now we have to check what is the maximum value of theta and psi. Okay, that we can theta or phi, what is the maximum limit, that is very important. Okay, now we can go to that. Okay, see this, so let me draw another diagram. So see this is again a circle. Now again I am drawing the axis. Okay, now see, if you consider, okay, a point here as we considered before. Okay, okay, now what is the maximum value of phi? So if you draw a perpendicular like this, what is the maximum value of this phi? This phi can rotate like this. Okay, phi is defined as phi is the maximum angle. Phi is the maximum angle to the point from the x-axis. Axis may vary as per you chosen. So here you considered x, and here you can y, you can z. Okay, maximum angle means, okay, that also one point we have to include in anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so suppose the point is here, so you have to select the r vector like this, and this is your phi. Okay, suppose this point is here, so this is our r vector. Then how can you select this phi? You can't take like this. Okay, you have to take in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, that is the definition. So you have to take like this phi. So if it is here, okay, it can come like this. Okay, so that means it is 2 pi. Okay, it is near to 2 pi, right? So phi can take maximum value 2 pi. So what is the range of phi? Phi is equal to, phi can vary from 0 less than 5 less than 2 pi or equal. Okay, okay, 5 less than, so it can have the value 0, 2 pi or in between. So this limit is, maximum limit is 0 to 2 pi, right? Now what about theta? What is the range of theta? That is very important. Okay, so let us go to the range of theta, right? So I can erase this whole. Okay, okay, so what is theta? If this is r, this is r, this is theta. Okay, so what is the value of theta? So first of all, we can, so here it is the minimum angle. Okay, it is the minimum angle. It is the minimum angle. So it is the minimum angle, that is important. For phi we have taken as maximum angle, right? It is the minimum angle which makes with z axis, which makes with z axis, with z axis, z axis. Okay, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay, see, so here the definition is, so suppose if you have a point here, look to this point. So suppose you have a point here, then this is your r, right? Then theta is, you can't take like this, it is the minimum angle. Okay, it is the minimum angle, so you have to select from the z axis like this. This is theta. Okay, so if here is your r, then what is theta? This is theta. It can take maximum up to this. Okay, so it can take maximum pi value. If the point is here, then you can't come like this, it is the minimum angle, then come like this. Okay, so maximum value is pi. Okay, maximum value is pi. So what is the limit of this theta? That is 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. Okay, now what about radius? This r vector. Okay, this r vector, this point vector, this can vary from 0 to infinity based on the size of the sphere you select. Okay, this can go to infinity, r value. So r is varying from 0 to infinity. Okay, so these are the ranges of r, theta and phi. So phi is varying from 0 to 2 pi, theta is varying from 0 to pi, and r is varying from 0 to infinity. That all keep in your mind. And now we have already discussed the direction also. Now let us go to now the relation between this r, relation connecting, relation for r, theta and phi. Okay, that we can do from this, right? See, this is x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, and y is equal to r sin theta sin phi, and z is equal to r cos theta. Okay, now let us go to the blackboard. See, if you square, what is x square plus y square plus z square? If you square this and this, r square sin square theta is constant. So r square sin square theta into, here we have cos square phi, plus here we have sin square phi, and we have to square this also, r square cos square theta. So this part is 1 and the remaining part we have r square out, that is r square into sine square theta plus cos square theta. This is not phi, this is theta. Again this part is 1, so this is x square plus y square plus z square. So r is equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z square. Now if you divide this, so we got the expression for r. Now we are focusing on what is expression for phi. Okay, so if you find y by x from it, so divide this and this. Okay, y by x, what will come? R sin theta will cancel, we will get tan phi. So I got phi also. Phi is equal to tan inverse y by x, right? So this is the expression for phi, this is the expression for r. Now from it I can find out theta also. What is theta? Theta is equal to z, theta is r, z is equal to r cos theta, z is equal to r cos theta, that is cos theta is equal to z by r. Okay, that is theta is equal to cos inverse z by r, right? Okay, so this r I can write as root of x square plus y square plus z square, right? So that is theta is equal to cos inverse z divided by root of x square plus y square plus z square. So this is the expression for theta. So these are the expression for the spherical polar coordinates r, theta and phi. Okay, in the next session, this is the section today, and in the next session we will discuss how areal element, volume element and this length element that we can represent in spherical polar coordinates. Okay, and then we will go to the problem section. Okay, so this is the class today, and we will discuss. So here also we can give the, so if you consider full sphere, we have given the limit 0 to r and theta 0 to pi and phi 0 to 2 pi. Okay, now if you consider hemisphere, what is the range? See, so phi is like this. So if you consider this as our axis, so phi can change from here to here, so 0 to 2 pi. Okay, but theta is changing from, so if you theta is changing from here to here only. Okay, so pi by 2. Okay, and this radius is changing from, it is a hemisphere with a radius r, so radius is changing from 0 to r. Okay, so based on the different figures, we can take the value of r, theta and phi. Okay, let me check one more example. Okay, see, here you can see this first octant, a sphere in the one octant. Okay, enclosed in one octant. So here you can see this phi is varying from here to here, so that is 90 degree. So okay, and this theta is varying from here to here, this is the direction of theta, so that also you can see, that is 0 to 90, and this also 0 to 90, so both angle will be 90, and its radius is r, so r is varying from 0 to r. And here you can see, suppose this angle is 30 degree, this angle is 30 degree given in the question, so this is theta, theta is given, theta is varying from, it is the angle between the z axis and the point vector. Okay, so that is 30 means pi by 6. Okay, and phi, so it is a cone, so it has to rotate like, so it can take 0 to 2 pi, this angle may take from 0 to 2 pi, the phi is 2 pi. Okay, and its radius is r. Okay, so r is radius, so this length is r. Okay, so this r is varying from, so from the origin this distance is r, so this is r is varying from 0 to r. Okay, so this way, based on the different figure, we can select the range of r, theta and phi. Okay, this is all about spherical polar coordinates. In the next session we will discuss how can we represent area, displacement and volume in spherical polar coordinates. Okay, Thank you.